Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Panorama International Literature Festival live session brought to you by Writers' Capital International Foundation. I am Irene Dura-Cavadia, Secretary General of the Foundation and Chief Coordinator of the Panorama International Literature Festival. Poetry is the sacred space where the human spirit remembers its truth. Through poetry and art, we do not merely speak or act, we become. On this special day, we have poets and artists meet for the Panorama International Literature Festival, welcoming voices from across the world, honoring poetry, peace, and freedom as our shared homeland. Many countries, one voice, and poetry and art, the bridges of souls where humanity remembers itself as one. Today, we Greeks have a celebration of our Independence Day, and alongside this celebration, we have another celebration of our own to share with the whole world. The Writers' Capital International Foundation marks an important milestone this year, a whole decade of committed service to the global literary and cultural landscape. These 10 years stand as a living testament to the enduring power of words, art, ideas, and the collective human spirit, guided by ethical leadership, vision, and unwavering dedication. On this meaningful threshold, it is a profound honor to celebrate by the side of our visionary president, founder and CEO of the Writers' Capital International Foundation, and chairman of the Panorama Festivals, Mr. Preet Padmanabhan Nambiar. Walking this unique journey with him has been both a privilege and a deep source of inspiration all these years. His human-centered leadership and steadfast commitment to culture and literature continue to illuminate the path of the Foundation and all its initiatives across borders and continents. This year carries a special symbolism for us all, as the festival, in its 6th edition, places at its heart the element of earth, a call for wisdom, responsibility, sustainability, and unity. In a time when humanity is called to listen more attentively both to the planet and to one another, we gather to raise our voices through dialogue, creativity, and awareness, working towards a brighter and more humane future. As we honor the first decade and look ahead with renewed purpose, I have the privilege of conveying to you all the congratulations and the heartfelt wishes of our esteemed President, Preet Nambiar, for your ongoing participation and for sharing our vision. Within the framework of the festival, we're delighted to host in today's live gathering distinguished writers and artists from around the world, who join us with enthusiasm in our international celebration. Your presence, your voice, and your dedication bring life to our shared mission, transforming vision into meaningful global action. And now, after welcoming you all wholeheartedly, I will call one by one to recite your poem, to show us your artwork, or express yourself on the theme of our festival, Prithvi, the element of earth. Hello, everyone. So glad to have you all here. And now I would like to call first Mr. Carlos Tarach. If I'm right, if I'm saying it well, your name. Hello and welcome to today's beautiful session, dear Carlos.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Carlos Tarraca. I'm from the United States of America, and I'm a poet, a writer in general, and also an actor. And this time I want to read to you a short poem, which is titled Benevolence, and it says like this. Flora, with your silhouettes and vivid hues, gladden fauna. You sate her hunger with your generous leaves. You grace the world with your divine enchantments. Funa, you offer sustenance. You scatter showers of seeds. nourishing Flora's fertile garden. Together, you feed, clothe, and heal nature and her children, embracing them with your limbs and sheltering branches. United, you sing in chorus to the earth. You lull the purity of air. You honor the freshness of the water, echoing through the intricate geography with your vibrant voices and forms. May humankind grant your benevolence so harmony may flourish as your depths regenerate with the birth of new dawns. Thank you so much for your attention.
Congratulations. What a
Appreciate
beautiful poem. So beautiful about our earth, giving so much to us all. How wonderful, dear Carlos Tarak. Now I said it perfectly, yes?
it. Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being among us. Your presence really graces today's beautiful session with people from all across the world to become the advocates of our planet, of our Mother Earth. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Now I would like to call to the floor Alka Balain. Dear Alka from India. Hello. The floor is to you. Please introduce yourself a little and then you can recite your poem to us.
Namaste, everyone. My name is Alka Balain. I am a poet and an artist. I like to paint, small-time artist. I started writing poetry at a late stage in life. Rather, poetry happened to me. I'm presently pursuing a Karma Yoga fellowship in Auroville, and that's why I'm here. My poem is titled Faces of Loss. This poem emerges from my ancestral cremation ground, where life returns after completing its journey. There was a tree, also called bo tree or people tree, there that I saw since childhood, and lately it wasn't there. In our custom, in every custom, there is a tradition of mourning the loss of human beings. But there is no tradition to mourn the loss of life-sustaining force on earth or Prithvi, the rhythm of earth. So this poem, the rhythm of earth, addresses to eco-rudalis. Rudali is a custom in one of the states. Is the voice echoing? The voice echoing. Am I good to go? You are on mute.
Yes, please continue. We can hear you, I think, now better.
Okay, thank you. So this poem brings to attention Rudalis who are professional mourners still in rural part of India, in Rajasthan. So when somebody eminent passes away, they're hired to mourn. So this poem is drawing attention to eco-Rudalis, the common citizens and the environmentalists who raised their voice, and recently they saved a belt in North India, Aravali's, and the Supreme Court issued an order, stay order, presently under still consideration. So here it goes, Faces of Loss. I have heard of loss. I have known grief. My grandmother's cremation at the family Chhatri, where my great-great ancestors lie, a memorial stone dated when born, when deceased. Nearby, a century-old people whose roots have begun to split the concrete, though its death would pass without right without lament. It hugged itself, roots curling like a fetus in the womb, resisting, uprooting from its place of birth. I did not know this other kind of loss. The people laid to rest without last rites, felled despite health and vigor, axed for breaking through what its roots could no longer endure. Its heart-shaped leaves provided shade to wayfarers, shelter to birds, songs to peacocks. It held memories of footsteps of those who once walked this land. People gather to mourn the loss of their own. No one gathers to hold this loss near. Stars continue their work. The moon refuses witness. Night hires no Rudalis at the earth's behest. At sunrise, the village trees pretend they are not in mourning. They wear no white. They only hum in the breeze. I wish for a right to grieve this loss, the lament of earth, no less than human death. This time it is a people tree. Next, it may be us. Thank you.
Congratulations for this profound poetry, and your verses really highlight the importance of not just humans that we mourn when we lose them, but we should also mourn the same or equally for trees, for animals that also perish in catastrophes and in natural disasters. Thank you, dear Alka, for giving this insight into this very, very important issue. Thank you so much for today's presentation.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity again.
And now I will go to our friend Giovanni Gulino, if I'm saying it right. Dear Giovanni, from Italy, please introduce yourself and tell us about the subject that you would like to tell us today. I think you have a very beautiful poem ready for us to dedicate to Panorama Festival. Hello, Giovanni.
Grazie, buonasera a tutti. Sono Giovanni Gulino da Maria di Ragusa, poeta dilettante. Ho iniziato a scrivere a 15 anni e ho fatto 2 libri che ho regalato a parenti e amici, di cui il terzo l'ho presentato a Roma alla Camera dei Deputati presso la Sala Matteotti. La poesia che leggo oggi è dedicata alla terra e a tutta l'umanità, dal titolo Amati. Da promettere che con la poesia ho dato un senso alla mia vita. Quando non mi dedicavo alla poesia, la mia vita sembrava non avere senso. Ecco, amati, 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 spiega ogni giorno le tue ali e vola oltre le nubi, le tempeste d'autunno, le alchimie di stati d'animo. Amati, prendimi per mano in questo tiepido autunno. Ritorna a colori d'arcobaleno, dopo la tempesta ritorna il sereno. Fremiti di bambini sodono per le strade, amati e corriamo con loro. La corrente di burrasca ci trasporta alla deriva, nella bufera si capovolge la nostra misera anima, senza amore e agguerrito il mondo. Amati, fai il primo passo, dissipiamo i conflitti ed ogni guerra saremo vincitori. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, grazie tante, caro Giovanni, grazie. I will explain what you wrote in your poetry, and I will say a few things about it. Giovanni is actually an activist, and he is in favor of all those people that need help and support across the world. People that have, despite difficulties and challenges that they face in their everyday life, they try to do the best for themselves and for the whole society. So he dedicated his poem, Love Each Other, to the whole of humanity, because without love, what are we? Exactly. So good. Thank you so much, dear Giovanni, for presenting this beautiful poem and for sharing it from the bottom of your heart, dedicating it to Panorama Festival and the whole of humanity. Thank you so much for being here, gracing this beautiful session today. Thank you.
For all.
Giovanni also is a candidate for Panorama Book Festival, which is of course open for every writer across the world to come nominate their books for the prestigious Panorama Book Festival Awards. And he has also submitted his beautiful book. Thank you, dear Giovanni. Thank you so much.
Ok, vi ringrazio per aver candidato il libro a vostro concorso internazionale.
Okay, we will talk about books in another session. Thank you, dear Giovanni. And now I would like to go to Pabitra Kumar. Pabitra, hello, the floor is to you now. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Most welcome.
Thank you. Dear fellow lovers of literature and art. Myself, Pabitra Kumar Gayan from Kolkata, City of Joy, India. And I'm a writer. I write poems and short stories also. Anyway, I'm going to present my poem today. Actually, this is evening here in India. So I wish you all good evening. Anyway, the name of my poem is The Silent Architect. Beneath the restless blaze of neon nights, where cities race and sleepless towers rise, the earth still waits in ancient, patient light, holding the weight of ages in her eyes. We worked away on roads of steel and stone, forgetting how the living soil can feel. Yet, every grain of bread our hands have known is born from fields her quiet hands reveal. She is the patience in the mountain's spine, the resilience in the desert's burning breath, a hidden compass in the grand design that girds the fragile boundary of death. Within her depths lie languages untold, in roots that write their verses in the in the clay, in stones that keep the memory of old world that once flowered and then slipped away. So, listen now to wisdom without sound, to rivers thinking slowly as they run, for we are not lone rulers of the ground, but sparks returning to the ancient sun. Return to Prithvi, let the spirit heal and touch again the truth beneath the sky, that life is shared in every field we till, and every breath we borrow must reply. Thank you. Thank you all.
Congratulations. How profound verses. So beautiful. And what you said about every breath that we take, we offered, we must offer back. We must offer to Mother Nature what we have so beautifully and so openly been given. Thank you for being
Yes,
an
ma'am.
advocate of our planet. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dear
Thank you all.
Pavitra. Now I would like to go to Divya Johar. Divya, can you hear us, dear? Because it is very late there, I thought of first welcoming the people where everything is, when it is dark and all. Maybe Divya cannot hear us right now, a little bit later perhaps. I would like to ask Margarita Salirosas, a very special friend. We have been together so many years in the Panorama Festival, and she's also an awardee in the book festival in the previous season. Margarita, muy bienvenida. Tu micrófono, por favor. Sí, podemos escucharte ahora. Muy bienvenida, Margarita. Oh, is there a problem with the microphone? Because it is open, but we cannot hear you. It is on. It is on, but we cannot hear you, Margarita. No podemos escucharte. ¿Hay algo que pasa con tu micrófono? No, no podemos escuchar. No sé por qué, Margarita. Te doy un poquito de tiempo para arreglar todo. And I would like to go to Sebastiano. Sebastiano. Hola, hello, ciao, Sebastiano,
Ciao
ciao.
Irene,
Benvenuto.
benvenuta anche a
So
te.
happy to see you again after previous Global Vision Summit in Athens, yes? How good to see you, how great. Sebastiano is a very special, renowned artist, and he also got an award in the previous summit here in Athens with his beautiful artwork. Sebastiano, you are
Allora,
the one to talk now.
bene. Allora, grazie della presentazione, Irene. Io, della verità, come sai, Irene, partecipo come artista. Io faccio quadri, insomma, un po' di concetto, se vogliamo, in questo senso. E a questi quadri io ho chiesto anche alla mia amica Silla Maria Campanini di scrivere una poesia che da abbinare. Io avrei anche il quadro, non so se si vede velocemente, cerco di farvelo vedere prima. Ora,
I can translate a little bit. Sebastiano is a special artist, like we have already mentioned, and this is the artwork with which he takes part in Panorama Festival in the category visual poetry, because he has combined this beautiful artwork with a poem by our wonderful special friend Sila Maria Campanini, who is also an artist and a poet, and the poem is hers.
Adesso provo a dare lettura della poesia di Silla.
Sì.
Il titolo è La terra. Si leva la terra nel suo respiro verticale, che antico silenzio luce precede. Radici variegate tracciano, lente, il cammino dell'esistenza. Trema il fragile fiore, che nel patto segreto gioca con l'eterno. Il cielo la sfiora col pensiero gentile, e chiaro muta ai margini. È dolce ricordo, è salda fiducia, è calore che vibra. Rimane la terra origine in ascolto, madre che accoglie, soglia che sostiene, anche quando ci perdiamo tra i passi del cammino. C'è un piccolo commento. La poesia La Terra esplora il profondo legame tra l'umanità e la natura, utilizzando immagini evocative che richiamano la vita e la crescita. Io ringrazio nuovamente Silla perché è una grandissima artista, ma anche un'altra grandissima poetessa. Grazie a te se
So
vuoi
right.
tradurre.
So such a beautiful poem by Sila Maria Campanini, who is also an artist and a friend of Sebastiano, and they together made this beautiful thing, the artwork of Sebastiano and her poetry for the category Visual Poetry for the Panorama Festival. And the title, if I understood well, is Painter of the Earth, of the poem. Can you imagine the painter of the earth? What colors he can use, what structures and everything. Can you show us again your artwork, please, Sebastiano, so that we can see again your artwork? Can you see it again?
Lo rimetto?
Sì,
Cioè,
sì, sì.
rimetto il quadro?
Sì, sì, grazie.
Fortuna che questo è piccolo.
Sì. What beautiful colors, eh? Colori, strutture, motive, eh? How beautiful. And do you have a name for this beautiful painting, for the quadro?
Allora,
Hai nome?
sì, se mi permetto,
Mhm.
il titolo del quadro è La terra e il fuoco. Lo
Mm.
avevo realizzato 4-5 mesi fa e, e io intendevo fare, rappresentare, come si dice, i quattro elementi primordiali.
Mhm.
Secondo
Uh,
queste concezioni dell'equilibrio degli elementi dipendeva la vita della specie umana e la
okay, I would like
sopravvivenza
to say this.
dell'universo.
I would like to say this now so that they can understand. Sebastiano has named his painting The Earth and the Fire, and he represents the four elements of the earth, that they have to all be in balance. Otherwise, there is catastrophe. Otherwise, there is a problem. Yes, so they all have to
Sì,
be in balance. Right.
sì.
So beautiful.
Di nuovo grazie.
Thank you so much for presenting your artwork and the poetry of Sila today in today's
Sì.
session that we dedicate for Panorama Festival. Many, many more inspirations, many more creative moments, dear
Sì, sì.
Sebastiano. Grazie. We're expecting you again in Athens whenever you can.
Spero di rivederti di persona, ovviamente.
Sì,
Grazie.
grazie tante, grazie, grazie. We're waiting for you. Thank you, dear
Prego.
Sebastiano. Abbraccio, abbraccio,
Anche
grande.
io. Grande. Di
Thanks.
nuovo.
And now we'll go to Divya Johar. Divya, hi, hello. Your microphone, please.
No.
And can you hear me now,
Okay.
Oh,
Irene?
yes, yes.
Yes.
Hello, dear Divya.
Hello.
I think you have so much to tell us.
Yes. I am so happy to be here amongst all you renowned poets today, and it's been a pleasure seeing all your artworks and listening to your poems. It's been great. I'm so thrilled to be back here at on Panorama International Literature Festival 2026. First of all, Irene, I would like to thank Preetji, your president, and yourself for giving me this prestigious award of International Women's Day 2026. I'm truly honored and I'm really grateful to you. And I would like to
Congratulations.
congratulate, thank you. I would like to congratulate you for bringing so much to this festival, for bringing all the work of writers across the continents, and for doing a tremendous job in, allowing us to present our work on this prestigious platform.
It's
So,
really our pleasure to have you all among us. And again, congratulations for this prestigious award for the International Women's Day. You deserve it that much. One of the 20 across the globe.
yes, yes. And I would like to congratulate the other awardees as well for their work.
So true.
Firstly, I wish all the people of Greece a very happy Independence Day. And today, the title being Peace and Freedom, my poem is titled Prithvi's Duty and Illumination. My poem is an expression of the endowments of the mighty Prithvi on humanity. It emphasizes that our planet Earth is not merely physical matter, but the grounding of our physical, emotional, and spiritual existence with the universe. Today, as responsible humans, let's pledge to pay our gratitude and fulfill our duty towards Prithvi, the earth element. My poem is as follows. From her womb, we arise to recreate. As humanity, we reprise to rejuvenate. From the first few steps of life's early bend to the last staggering steps of its journey's end. Each life she nourishes in a cradle of love. Each emotion she kindles in a treasure trove. She is Mother Earth Bhumi. As I walk upon the carpet of a loving trait, I sense her femininity turn into a masculine gait. The earth tremors as my thoughts are disrupted. Lava flows through as a volcano gets erupted. Who are you? I ask surprised, to hear a fierce, fiery uprise. The voice says, I am Prithvi, the base element, the earth element, your root with the divine, so prevalent. From the first few grains you sow to the golden harvest I bestow, in cementing the foundation stone to the outcome of your toil, in a soldier's war cry as he smears upon himself my soil, I endure the bond between you and me. I provide stability. Day and night to manifest in the universe is my ability. The mountains, oceans, rivers, valleys are not mere resources. They are the sacred entities as I uphold your life's forces. Composed of minerals and metals, my scale is unfathomable. Like a rainbow in the sky, my spirit is unbreakable. I connect you to the planets of the solar system. I realign your energies with the seven color spectrum. I exist within you as a metaphor of imagination. For art, literature, music, and sciences, I am your inspiration. I am the silent, steadfast force that sustains life. Yet I have been torn apart by wars and civil strife. I am your base element. I balance your physical and spiritual energy. I manifest within you to foster my growth is your responsibility. From Mother Earth Bhumi to the majestic, mighty Prithvi, I see the truth, a smooth phase of transition. As I connect with him, I sense a transformation, only to get closer to the ultimate realization. I merge with the light of Prithvi, duty, and illumination. Thank you.
Thank you so much for these beautiful,
Thank you.
profound verses,
Thank you.
taking the issue and the subject from the beginning to the end, like a circle. So beautiful. And thank you for being here as a representative of those ladies that were awarded by the Writers Capital International Foundation today,
My
and
pleasure.
speaking
And
on,
thank
on behalf of all them. Keep inspiring the other women and inspiring humanity, dear Divya. So great to see you.
you, Ivy.
We're also
It's been
expecting you
wonderful.
in Meet the Luminaries in our beautiful interview series. We would so much
Yes.
like to have you there.
I would love to be there. It would be a privilege. And I will definitely see you there. And
Of
thank
course.
you to all of you.
Thank you
you.
so much. Thank you. And again, congratulations. I
Thank
will
you,
go
Ivy.
now to Margarita. Margarita Salirosas. Now, can you hear us? Perhaps we can hear you too. Hola, Margarita.
Hola,
Hola,
creo que ahora
hola.
sí. Algo.
Ahora sí.
Hola,
Qué gusto
hola.
verte, qué gusto verte.
Buen día por acá. Allá creo que es tarde ya. Qué gusto verte también. Muchísimo gusto. Después de un año, me imagino.
Sí, sí,
Ahí
sí.
estamos, pues, en nuestro querido Panorama por Writer.
Otra vez aquí, juntos, juntas. Again, we're here in the Panorama Literature Festival. Margarita, as I said before, is also one of our awardees in the book festival Panorama Awards, together with Luisa Camere, with her beautiful book, con el libro Cargaditas de Amor. ¿Me lo recuerdo bien?
Sí. Libro de oro.
That was, yes, a book of gold, exactly, that was awarded. And it's called Cargaditas de Amor. Bueno, la palabra es tuya, Margarita.
Sí, muchas gracias por la presentación. El año pasado también gané Panorama, ¿no? Ya, ahora no sé cómo me irá, pero en fin, este es el poema que presenté por la tierra. Tierra, Pacha, Tero, Terra, Gaia. Salve, Madre Tierra. Es tu seno mi refugio. ¿Cuántas veces con pies descalzos tú y yo fuimos uno? En mis juegos infantiles, tú el cálido amor, aunque hubiera frío, suave viento refrescaba el estío. Pachamama de exultante naturaleza, la flor más bella del cosmos. ¿Cómo logras, tierra, esa unidad con tus hermanos? El sol, la luna y las estrellas te miran, te maquillan complacidos, con los colores más hermosos. Eres el vergel, paisaje de colores, belleza y aroma de las flores, rocío, lluvia, diluvio, sequía en perfecta armonía, grandes y pequeños animales, avecillas de dulce canto, alegría sin igual, en mares, ríos y lagunas, peces de distintas formas, tamaños y sabores. Eres fuego en tu vientre y glaciares en los polos. Perfecto es tu equilibrio. Tus movimientos nos asustan, temblores, sequías, inundaciones, provocados por hombres necios. Eres tierna madre y nos aceptas. Eres el paraíso imaginado de la humanidad nefelibata, Gaia. Me maravilla todo lo que tienes y nos das benigna y ciega a tus hijos, diferentes y únicos en las especies, que pueblan tus valles y desiertos, las altas cumbres y tus llanos. No será el espíritu, a veces nos desconocemos, gana la avaricia. Los poetas nefelibatos trabajamos por lograr un estado de ataraxia en beneficio de toda la humanidad y de ti, nuestra tierra, a la que herimos. Perdón, tierra, Pacha, Tero, Gaia. Perdón por todos los hombres de la tierra. Y aquí está mi soneto, La tierra, la libertad y la paz. Largas horas de la noche oscura, inspiración y canto yo te pido. Tierra, libertad, paz, faro prendido, luz en mentes, en corazón, ternura. Tierra bendita, hija de Dios, criatura, libertad, don divino concedido. Paz de la humanidad, un bien pedido, no a la guerra, a vivir en paz procura. Cantos, trinos, ponen sus dulces voces a himnos a la tierra. Libertad, paz, entonado por los hombres con voz. Elisa Taraxia, al compás de la voluntad de ancestrales dioses que nos conceden la gracia de la paz. Gracias.
Felicitaciones por el poema y el soneto también. Muy, muy profundos versos. Gracias por todos. I would like to say about the poetry of Margarita that she also mentions the equilibrium, the balance that we should have in our life, because Earth is in total balance, or it should be if we let it be. And if with whatever little thing that comes up, we are the ones to suffer, like a little trembling thing, like an earthquake or some little catastrophe. We are the ones to suffer, we humans. And since we have provoked it ourselves, all these nasty things on our planet, we are to blame. But one very important thing that Margarita wanted to highlight is that all ancient peoples talked about the earth, like tierra, Gaia, we Greeks, ancient Greeks used to say, earth, Pachamama, it doesn't matter the name, it's our planet and we must save it. Yes, that's why we're all coming together and express our voices through our pens and our artwork and be the advocates of our planet. Muchísimas gracias por la inspiración, linda y querida Margarita.
Gracias. Quiero agradecerles desde aquí el saludo de felicitación por mi
Gracias por
cumpleaños.
tu presentación. Gracias, gracias. Por el cumpleaños de la fundación, sí.
Sí, claro, y también,
Sí.
sí. Yo estoy acá desde 2022. Soy veterana de Panorama.
Sí, claro, claro. Tienes razón. A veteran of the Panorama is our precious friend, Margarita Salirosas. ¿Tu país es?
Perú.
Perú, Perú, como el
América.
origen de nuestra Luisa también, ¿sí?
Claro,
Claro,
claro.
claro.
Ella es mi directora de
Sí,
Panorama.
sí.
Porque ella es la directora de Perú
Nuestra
y
linda
Estados Unidos.
amiga, directora. Gracias, gracias Margarita. Un beso, un abrazo. Gracias por estar, por tu bella presentación. Thank you so much for your beautiful presence today in this unique session. Thank you. A very big hug to Peru, to your beautiful country. And now I go to another special friend, Jeffrey Levitt. Jeffrey is a very, very special friend of the foundation and myself, I have to say, honorary president of the World Philosophical Forum, where I also am vice president, together with our president there of the Greek Annex, Dr. Stephen Roy. Now, Jeffrey Levitt, you have the dais because you have so many titles. I cannot really remember all. Thank you for being among us. Your microphone, please unmute yourself. Let's see if we can hear you, dear Jeffrey.
Microphone on?
Yes, yes,
Good.
yes. So wonderful to see you and hear you.
Thank you. And
Very,
it's a
very
pleasure
welcome
because
here.
we always learn something. Just one thing of the many things I have learned while listening to the poetry. I recall that there are 7 colors in the rainbow. I started my life as a physicist, so I know a little bit more about the science of light than many people. But to remember the colors of the rainbow is important. I could really give you in 2 lines what my poem will tell you. Those 2 lines are very, very important lines. The first, I don't remember who said it. It is better to travel hopefully than to arrive. I think that is what we have to do today because we're not quite sure where we're going. Number 2 is a part of a poem by John Keats, which says, I will never pass this way again. So I want to read to you Ithaca for no one and Ithaca for all. A little longer now blossoms, and as in flight will bloom. A little further now, and Ithaca may come in sight. Breathe scents from almond blooming trees, while summer rain and winter snow can make Ithaca fade away. Scents sent by the gods are gifts to gods, while all imagined isles like Ithaca are sanctioned by some poet who wisely know that only God can make a tree, while this here poem is fashioned by a fool like me. Don't ask how far it is to Ithaca. Know that the way will be long and hard, ups and downs. Your entry into Ithaca always will be delayed. All routes pointing to Ithaca are paved with joy, with doubt, with hope. Don't take the road to Ithaca unless you know what it's all about. Don't start out for Ithaca unless you have thought it through. Don't be carried away by poetry. Most of your dreams will never come true. Your chances of reaching Ithaca, remote it is right from the start. But if you set out for the island, go forward with joy in your heart, brimming over as you set forth. Don't give up your fancies too soon, though. Stay carefree while keeping your heart strong. Above all, move with sure steps all day long. There's no Roman road to the island of somewhere, though headlong straight on you must go. Travel not, be not hurried along, but never give up on your song. Don't hold back on the beat of some rousing or romantic refrain. Some days will pass with great interest, while others go painfully wrong. There will be days when you will see the high spires above Ithaca. The moment, though, won't hang along wrong. Rub your eyes, look again, and it's gone. Sometimes you'll think you've touched Ithaca. Yes, it happened to me, twice perhaps. But don't be carried away by theatrical masks. Think of Ithaca as an ambition and a great purpose. Always there will be there for the young, just there, just for the taking. Just reach out, just ahead, but it's gone. Blame not imagined wrongs on the island. Ithaca has never done anyone wrong. You maybe have failed Ithaca, perhaps. Ithaca never gave up on you. Don't blame the wrong song's tempo that once spurred your footsteps on and on. Don't blame rough roads you've taken or rains on them which once fell. They were meant to give you courage, a compass in life, pathways through storms. Blame not your hell on earth on Ithaca. Don't blame other friends or foes or some neighbor for you. Perhaps you have let go of your purpose or never found it at all. I'm trying to move my scroll down, but it's not doing it. But just the second part, which is short. Yes. So if your feet falter or your gait simply slows down, if the love of your life has departed, should you never have reached the altar at all, if you think your purpose in life has faded, feel your road washed out by the rain, hold hope in your heart, write right tightly, keep on right to the end of your road. As your days dwindle down, Ithaca will never desert you. She waits for you round the next bend. If not just ahead, then just round the coming next bend. Maybe there, just maybe, some unexpected grand perhaps awaits. Maybe there, just maybe, some unexpected grand perhaps you await. Thank you.
Congratulations, and thank you so much, dear Jeffrey Levitt, Dr. Levitt, for all these beautiful verses. It's how can we explain it? It's you just got the inspiration from Cavafis Ithaca, and you made it your own through your own experiences in life, I believe, and gave us your wisdom on it. This is what I gathered from this beautiful poem, that it can be turned easily into a book, because I know you tried to condense it somehow.
That is about a third of the length of the current poem. It is
I was sure it has to be more there.
It is Cavafy. It is Shelley. It is the song of Paul Robeson. I never
It is
think
also
I'll
Frost.
see a poem as lovely as a tree. For poems were made like fools like we, but only God and Irene can make a tree.
How beautiful, dear Jeffrey. Now we have music today. So you see, it's not just poetry, not just painting, it's everything combined here at the Panorama Festival. And thank you so much for this beautiful poem and
Thank you.
its noteworthy presentation as well. It really gave us something to rejoice today and think of the beauty of the journey. Yes, the beauty of the journey that has to be there, and we should cherish it, whether little or big. Yes,
it's good to make just a noticeable difference to all of the joy that you have all provided.
so beautiful. Thank you so much, dear Jeffrey Levitt, for this beautiful thing. We're expecting you, of course, in Global Vision Summit as every year to grace it with your presence. Thank you so much. And now let's see if there's somebody else here. I saw a little bit before David Orlandi. Oh, yes, he's among us. David Orlandi, hello,
Buongiorno a tutti.
welcome.
Buongiorno a
Ciao,
tutti.
salve.
Grazie per avermi invitato a questo importante festival. Per me è un onore partecipare. Io sono un insegnante di lingua, letteratura italiana e storia. Ho 33 anni e da sempre ho la passione per la filosofia e per la poesia. Quest'anno ho scelto di occuparmi e di partecipare. Mi sentite?
Of course, yes, yes.
Ok.
Sì, sì, sì.
Perfetto, perché ogni tanto va via la connessione e ho pensato di proporre qualcosa, visto anche il tema del vostro festival sull'acqua, perché è l'elemento anche principale della filosofia. Uno degli elementi primordiali del pensiero filosofico è stato appunto quello di ritrovare l'origine di tutte le cose in un elemento naturale, come quello dell'acqua. Eh, Connesso al tema dell'acqua, però c'è anche il tema della terra, che sono due elementi inscindibili, acqua e terra. Quindi io adesso vi leggerò una poesia che ho scritto proprio per questa occasione. Titolo: Il battito che resta. Non chiede di essere capita, solo attraversata. Stende pianure come palmi aperti, inermi e generosi, e lascia che il cielo vi si specchi, senza possederlo. Parla con la voce delle cose lente, la roccia che aspetta, l'acqua che insiste, il vento che non trattiene nulla. Ogni elemento è una lezione scritta senza alfabeto, conosce la ferita e non la nasconde. La trasforma in valle, in fessura da cui passa la luce, in seme che germoglia, proprio dove sembrava finire. Resiste non opponendosi, ma adattandosi. Cede per restare, si spezza per continuare. La sua forza non è il dominio, ma l'equilibrio. Nel silenzio custodisce tutto, le origini, i ritorni, le orme destinate a scomparire. È un silenzio pieno che insegna a chi sa fermarsi, che nulla va perduto davvero. Quando tutto tace, il battito resta, non per farsi sentire, ma per ricordare che siamo ospiti di un ritmo antico e che imparare ad ascoltarlo è già una forma di rispetto. Questa è la mia poesia. Penso che, come dicevo prima, la poesia è una delle forme che meglio accoglie il silenzio senza per forza doverlo spiegare, a differenza del pensiero filosofico che ha bisogno dell'argomentazione. Quindi il compito della poesia è quello di accettare l'incompiuto, il non detto, l'intervallo. È uno spazio che potremmo definire di ascolto più che di affermazione. Come dicevo prima, la terra, insieme a quella dell'acqua, se fosse umana, non racconterebbe se stessa in modo ordinato, mostrerebbe dei segni, delle cicatrici, dei resti ripetuti nel tempo. La poesia, come appunto queste forme d'arte, fa la stessa cosa, non costruisce discorsi lineari, ma lascia appunto tracce, un'immagine, una pausa, un ritmo diventano espressioni emotive come uno sguardo, un silenzio carico di significato. La poesia per questo motivo è anche fragile e proprio per questo motivo resistente, resiste anche al passare del tempo, può rompersi, interrompersi, ripartire altrove, sa adattarsi senza perdere la propria voce, come chi ha imparato appunto a vivere senza irrigidirsi, senza entrare in schemi prefissati. Ogni verso è un passo misurato, un atto di fiducia nel fatto che l'altro potrà ascoltare anche ciò che non viene detto. E poi un'ultima caratteristica della poesia è quella che non vuole possedere, non afferma nulla, non impone, sta accanto, accompagna. È il modo più umano di avvicinarsi a qualcosa di grande, con rispetto, con attenzione, con la consapevolezza che comprendere non significa dominare, ma restare in ascolto abbastanza lungo, da sentire un battito che non è solo il proprio. Io con questo finisco, per me è stato un piacere confrontarmi con tutti voi, a prescindere appunto da quello che è il vostro percorso, indirizzo di studio oppure retaggio culturale, e in particolare in base anche alla vostra creatività. Quindi davvero un bel tema quello della terra che si unisce a quello anche dell'anno scorso che era quello dell'acqua e secondo me questi due temi sono intrinsecamente connessi, cioè uno rimanda all'altro. Quindi grazie ancora per questa opportunità e complimenti a tutti.
Grazie tante, caro Davide Orlandi, for this beautiful poetry. I would like to say a few things about Davide. He's an educator of the Italian language, and his beautiful poem was titled "The Heartbeat of the Earth," and he mentioned such beautiful things about the how the balance. He also highlighted the balance between the elements of nature. And one thing that really came to mind now about from his verses is that this is the beautiful image of the rock and the wave, the sea coming in. They both keep their edges. They are trying to resist, but not by being opponents, by being mates. And this is something that he also wanted to highlight while he talked about poetry, that poetry is something that gives us actually the words to stop being silenced, to stop the silence on beautiful and significant themes and issues like the one that we are talking about in our this season's festival, literature festival, the earth, the element of earth. And he combined it so beautifully with the other element of water that we had in our previous season as well. And poetry is something that really unites humanity. We all know that poetry and art together, and all the people are together when they actually share this beautiful vision and they try to do something about our planet. Thank you so much, dear David. Thank you. I tried to give a little translation of what you said, a very small summary. Thank you and
Grazie mille.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Grazie mille.
Thank you for being with us. I don't know if there is somebody else who came later. There were so many people coming today, but unfortunately, there are difficulties in connection, as they wrote to me. Is there somebody that would like to say something before we close this beautiful session? Something that came to mind or as a motto on Mother Earth? I take the advantage of thanking you all for being with us in this beautiful session that has been transcending borders and languages, because we talked in Italian, in Spanish, in English. It has been so beautiful, these melodies that came to our ears, and I hope all our viewers also loved. So nobody would like to say something just for the end? Yes,
May I say something?
of course.
Especially for my Spanish colleagues at this instant. Not that I'm ruling out anyone else, but it is because more than 60 years ago, I spent quite a lot of time in Spain. And I think, Henry, you know this story. It is a book that came back to me that I asked for 60 years ago in Spain. I asked for that book from my family in England. It was bought, but then set aside because they didn't know where I was to send it to. And so the years rolled by, and in December, just leading up to Christmas, a relative of mine came to Athens, and we were in a little taverna. We were having some good wine, eating some good food, and having some good conversation. And then my relative plunked a book with a letter that turned out to have been written more than 60 years ago by me to my sisters in England then. And it got back to me in December. So I said, I cannot leave it like this. And so there is a little story that has been written about it, and it will soon be published. But anyone who would like to have a copy of that, please let me have your email through Irene, and I will forward you a copy. But it is a very interesting also journey because it takes place in the Alhambra Palace. It is the encroachment of the Arabic world on Europe. It is the recognition of the translations that were done by Arabic scholars from the original Greek into English. And of course, you know that, for example, Shakespeare, who has in words, that's because English perhaps is an analytical language as opposed to Greek, which is a synthetic language. This is just a generalization that I make myself. He did not have one single Greek word in any of his work. Of course, what he did have were the tragedies that were related through Greece and through other cultures long, long years ago, and brought back into the English through the Latin, because the Arabic works in Greek, of Greek, but in Arabic were translated into Latin and then into other European languages. And it's very interesting because I think the scholars in this field are only now getting back to understand what happened when East came to West through languages, and when Western thought actually fed in to the Arabic and Latin translations of the ancient Greek, and looked in on Aristotle, and looked in on Hippocrates, and many others. And it was an enrichment process that we have to look at because
Jeffrey,
of
we
those
are going
interactions.
to ask you to have this little pause right now, because this is a very big issue and we would like to talk about it in a panel. This would be really interesting. Oh, and I think somebody else came. Just a second. Thank you so much for these insights. Oh, so good that we didn't close. We have here among us Mary Ann Zammit from Malta. I have been expecting more friends, as I told you. So now, after Jeffrey's second intervention, which was great, talking about a really nice personal experience. I would like to call.
May I
Thank you,
just
dear
add
Jeffrey.
one thing, just to close that circle?
Very, very quickly, dear Jeffrey.
Oh, no,
very
it's
quickly.
a very short point and
Yeah.
a very important one. It's a
tell
very
us, please.
short point.
Mhm.
Of all the materials from ancient Greece that the Arabs translated and gave to the West, Sappho, the great female poetess, was not translated by the Arabs into Arabic, and therefore she was not translated into Latin. She came back to us through the original Greek after the Renaissance, and perhaps 100 years after the Renaissance. Thank you.
Thank you so much for these beautiful words, dear Jeffrey, for having you together with us. Mary Ann Zamet.
Hello.
Hello.
Are you
Ciao.
seeing me?
Yes, we can hear you, dear Mary.
Mama.
So nice to have you among us.
My pleasure too to be amongst you. Sorry for the delay, but I had something related to work.
Of course, it is a working day for most of the people. Dear Mary Ann, you have been with us in Panorama Festival for such a long time now. Margarita said the same thing before. She says, I'm a veteran of the Panorama Festival. So we would like to hear your voice and your beautiful verses if you have prepared something to dedicate to the festival.
Yes, first of all, it's also my pleasure and honor to be part of this panorama, and because it is what has left in the world to bring light, poetry, art, and culture. Unfortunately, we are going through the earth, and the universe is going through a very tough times, but humanity is changing, and we are seeing what's happening, but there's still hope. There's still some good in good people. There's still the light amongst us, and we have to embrace the light and give it to earth. So, if you permit me, I will read the poem, which I dedicated to earth itself.
Of course, we are all ears. Thank you so much.
The poem is called The Eyes of Mother Earth, because the eyes are the entrance to the soul, and our Mother Earth, we can communicate with her through our eyes and through her eyes. The eyes of Mother Earth. The sun comes every morning to fill you with light and warmth, taking you into a world full of beautiful, beneficial forces. The moon watching over you, crystals lightening your gaze, while the soft breeze dances on your face, caressed by the trees. There for you. If you look closely at me, deep into my eyes, then you will see your mother, your earth. I gave you birth, your breath, so that you vibrate with the cosmos. Everything breathes, the trees, the oceans, and the stars. And I love you as my child, protecting you in your journey towards cultivating your qualities, becoming pure love. And I'm helping you to transform into new words. Instead, I witness your transgression, ignorance, and neglect of that gives you life. But I will not give up on you. I will still shower you with healing waters and crystals till the end. As I watch the climate changing, the contaminated seas and polluted air, destruction, that day comes when you will be walking under heavy rains, and you will remember that I have given you all, that my love is unconditional. I am Earth, your mother. Keep the memory while there is some hope as you look into my eyes. Thank you. So basically, thanks. I'm still holding to that hope that there's something will change, that new light come into the world, and we will keep on moving to the new world. And thank you very much for the invitation.
Thank you for being among us and highlighting this hope that still exists, because there is light, there is love still on this earth. Seeing you all here, being the advocates of the earth, of love, of freedom and peace, there is hope. I can say that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for your
And
beautiful
thank you, and keep up
verses.
the good work, and God bless. All
God
the
bless you
best.
too, dear Marianne. A warm hug to your beautiful country, and you're always welcome to come to Greece for the Global Vision Summit in the first days of July, as always. Thank you so much for
Thank
always
you.
being with us. Keep up the good work as well. Thank you.
You too. God bless you.
Thank
Bye
you
bye.
so much. So I think that right now we have reached the ending of our beautiful session. I'm very happy that I have had all of you today with all your inspiring words, verses, your artistic creativity, and all these beautiful things that you have shared with the whole of humanity. And always welcome to be a part of the Panorama Festival and all our initiatives towards this end. Dear friends and fellow travelers in the world of letters and arts, as we come to the close of this beautiful gathering, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart for your presence, your participation, and your creative energy. Your voices, the poems, and the thoughts you shared today remind us all that literature is not merely an art. It is a living dialogue among people, cultures, and eras. So is art. The Panorama International Literature Festival stands as a global bridge, bringing together creators from different corners of the earth, providing that the written and spoken word and artistic creativity hold the power to cultivate understanding, peace, and hope. We warmly thank you all for being part of this great international family, because we at Writers Capital are a family. Your contribution gives life to the vision of our organization and strengthens our shared dream for a world that is more humane, more luminous, and more conscious. We also thank all our viewers for watching us live. With hope and inspiration, we look forward to meeting you again, where life meets literature and vice versa.